So I've been playing Transformers Tactical Arena again. The recent update made the game more fun. However, my rank is as high as it's going to get during the first Champion League. After just barely crossing the line to hero rank, I switched to playing practice games. And while playing these practice matches against the artificial intelligence, which I like to call Al, I learned something. I'm not sure if it's a cheat or a legitimate game tactic. That's the purpose of this video and a new Photics TV series. Is this cheating? Perhaps this new playlist is white hat game hacking, as I'm planning to let Red Games Co. know what I've discovered. If they change the game, then this is probably a cheat. Anyway, here's how it works. I've been using Megatron a lot lately, as he's really strong. In tank mode, if you can get him to the towers, he does around 1,000 damage in a single hit. That's huge. So, what's better than Megatron? Well, two! Obviously, two Megatrons are better than one. However, since tank mode takes 7 Energon, it's rare to see 2 Megatrons together on the battlefield. Or is it? That's what I discovered. You can consistently park Megatron by using a Minion Portal. If you place the Minion Portal next to a secondary turret, Megatron stops and won't move forward. The Minion Portal blocks his path. Now, this might be a terrible strategy against human opponents, but if you're fighting the AI, then quite often, the computer will endlessly send foes at you in a straight line. This is just great for Megatron. He can safely charge up the cannon, then some misfortunate bot will walk towards instant death. The big turret will also be doing damage, plus the minions create a distraction. Once your Energon has powered back up and the Megatron card returns, another tank can be added to the battlefield. From there, give the 2 tanks some air support, and then they can plow straight through to the tower. And even if the 2 tanks don't make it, the enemy usually has to use a lot of energy to stop such a strong attack. That's basically the nature of the game. If someone throws a 5 Energon card, you gain an edge by beating it with a 4 or less Energon card. So, if the 2 tanks can do more than 14 Energon of damage, then that's winning. Although, the 3 Energon for the Minion Portal also factors into the equation. That's when I started wondering about optimizing the strategy. Not all structures will stop Megatron from advancing. As an example, he will drive right past the fusion beam turret. However, the new decoy card will stop Megatron, and the decoy card only uses 1 Energon. I prefer using the Minion Portal as that lasts 10 seconds longer, and it can be used offensively. There is another 7 Energon character that works well with the parking strategy. It's Grimlock. He too sits and waits when the portal blocks his path. That's an important thing to realize with this technique. If someone else is in the parking space, then Grimlock will just walk around the portal. But if done correctly, you can get 2 Grimlocks to burn the battlefield. They're like robotic dragons, breathing fire upon all ground units that block the path. They also can do substantial damage to the main turrets. But I think a pair of Megatrons is more effective. I usually pick Megatron over Grimlock, as the card can be flipped over for anti-air attacks. So, is this a cheat? It could be considered a cheat because it exploits a problem with character pathing. Movable characters are always moving forward, unless they're fighting. That's just the basic nature of the game. However, it might not be considered a cheat because it's very easy to counter. A tactical nuke would make short work of this idea. It also has a substantial energy cost. If you mess it up, you're quite vulnerable to counterattack. Even if you don't mess it up, you're still exposed to counterattack. I like parking Megatron because the win just feels more satisfying. I'm not chipping away at the turrets with Moonracer. I'm obliterating them with the strongest attacks in the game. Anyway, what do you think? Is this a cheat? You can let everyone know in the comments. And as mentioned earlier, I'll be letting Red Games Co. know about this strategy. If they change the game, a follow-up video is very likely. Victory. So, subscribe to Photics TV to be alerted of new videos about technology. Thanks for watching.